Hey y'all, you know what's annoying? This is the second time I'm recording this video today. I literally just got finished recording this like not even 5 minutes ago. Because once again, OBS considers me public enemy number one. But whatever. This video is a little different, as you can see. I'm not playing Animal Crossing. I don't really feel well today. And OBS doesn't like when I play Animal Crossing. So until I figure that out, we're gonna switch it up. I love puppy playtime. I love theorizing about puppy playtime. I love theory videos. One of my favorite puppy playtime theorists is Poppy Theory on YouTube. He's hilarious. I love the way he tells. He's very theatrical the way he tells his theories. And if you have been living on a rock, Puppy Playtime Chapter 5 drops in February, less than 2 weeks as of recording this. And so the ARG has started this past week, and I'm a little behind because I've been working. I haven't been feeling well. So I'm going to watch his latest video. As of recording this today, I know more ARG stuff has dropped since yesterday. He hasn't made a video on that yet. I know Sheep Rampage has. He's another one of my favorites. So I may, on the next video, cover his live stream of when he was going through all of that. Or you can go watch it yourself because both Poppy Theory and Sheep Rampage are amazing. But I'm going to watch Poppy Theory's video, recent video, and theorize myself. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Alright guys, we've officially gotten some updates for the Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 ARG,
Let's speed it up.
and you probably weren't expecting me to do a double upload, huh? When I
There's also
tell
some
you
place to
we
be.
uncovered some
I wasn't
secrets,
expecting
bro,
me to have to
mean it.
re-record
There's
this.
gonna be some moments in this documentation where it looks like I'm about to skim over a picture or an image, but after going back to review it again, I end up uncovering something that just blows my mind. So same as before, you can just treat this as audio to play in the back, and then you can look in the screen whenever I start getting riled up, because that's the clear indication that you need to look. And I never say this, but hype the video, hype it up, hype it up, hype it up. And for the people that are genuinely trying to crack this code alongside with me, feel free to put some overviews or anything that you notice down in the comments for anybody that's
My
not
overview will be this
full-minded
video.
deep into this mud pile of an ARG. But with all that being said, enjoy the second findings of the Chapter 5 ARG.
Let's go.
Whole bunch of hoopla because I didn't notice something or they got private. I have no clue. The likely answer is that I just straight up missed everything that they were saying for some odd reason, because when I ended up switching the page, it just disappeared. I see the issue. I think
No, Discord is stupid when you try to search things. That's why I'm not really on the Discord that much. I check in every now and then.
And we can get an overview right here to summarize pretty much what happened. And oh my goodness, credit to this man right here. Disable that so we can see you. Dridgel, is that how you say it? All right, January 20th, 2026, Chapter 5 ARG update. A user with the Playtime co-role named Seeing Reason entered the chat, speaking to us about wanting answers. She seemed to be looking for an ally. However, she couldn't say much before she had to log off. You can check the responses for yourself by searching from Seeing Reason in the Discord. So I am just crazy. That's pretty much the long and short of it. I was doing something wrong. They were here this whole time. So sorry, guys. I might have just amped some people up for no reason at all. So questions for tomorrow is going to be in this doc right here. So this guy's pretty much got it all in the bag.
Yeah, people are doing the dang thing.
We can end up picking up right where we left off.
Soldiers in this.
Was around right here. Yes. Where are you right now? What's your goal speaking to us? All I want here is some answers. I hear a lot of stuff, not sure what to make of it, but I need to know. And then Dridgel, the main man himself, ends up saying, please ask your questions. I have been. Do we know who ran the Playtime co-account? Somebody's been passing secret notes over the years. I'm trying to find them. And that is likely referring to PW, the same initial that we saw in that catnap restricted video and the same initials that we've been seeing in the Poppy Playtime orientation notebook. And things just keep dropping when I end up labeling these things out loud.
Yeah, he says that he thinks the Poppy Playtime account is PW. I can totally see that. I think PW was the Poppy Playtime account. I think maybe something happened to him, which is why he's no longer with us. That account is no longer with us. And I think Seeing Reasons is another person who is obviously passing notes with PW, and they are stuck in the factory. I do not think they are human anymore, but I think they are stuck in the factory, and they have just awoken in a sense, and that's why they think it's the year is 2004. But we'll get into that a little bit later in the video.
Something is going to kill me by the end of these videos. Something. And Virgil also says, do you think them a friend or enemy? Seeing Reason replies, friend, I hope. I want their help. Nova says, is this them? Shows them the Fortnite note from a friend. We also did not check out the Fortnite notes, so I need to do that for you.
Y'all check out the Fortnite stuff. The Fortnite stuff is
no idea what this is.
crazy. Crazy lore drops in Fortnite.
I just hear rumors. They don't say I, they just say just hear rumors. And Dridgel says, do you have any other questions? And then Seeing Reason replies, like a million. But I don't think they can be answered right now. I need to do a bit more digging and I'll come back. Might not be today. Oh, hold on. I'm seeing the problem here. Be today. I have to hop off this thing before I get in trouble anyway. Get in trouble? Okay, well that is definitely without a doubt referring to the Playtime facility and how they
Yep,
move
I
straight up
think
just
the person that we get in trouble with is the prototype.
put on your necks if they
And his little minions.
That is a lie. It's not even a theory. It's a straight up lie. So was that the last that we heard from them? Well, no, because we ended up getting something along the lines of a file, and then that goes a bit later today. So if we go to everything that happened today, it starts at 1:07 p.m. Hey, so this is a shot in the dark since the Playtime Co account is complete. I'm the one that normally reaches out to you, but I bet you knew that already. I heard from a source of mine that you're good at putting broken things back together. Hold on, they're also hinting at the chapter 5 name, which is broken things. Are we gonna be? Hold on, let me not even. You know what? Let me not. And so Dridger replies, indeed we are. Nova, yes we are. We get questions like, can you recall a number sequence or any codes you've seen? But Seeing Reason starts to drop this, which is what we end up saying that we never managed to get, which was here this entire time. And they say, I've got good reason to believe that there's something important in here. Something we're not supposed to see. Somewhere anyway. So we're actually going to go ahead and
The way they set up this ARG is insane. I would have never been able to figure it out. But essentially it's the zip file that you see, and the way you upload the zip file, you have to do it in different formats. So like GIF, MP4, JPEG, PDF, like it gives you different results and gives you different prizes essentially. Genius. I would have never been able to figure this out. This is why when it comes to like ARGs like this, I just like seeing people uncover the mysteries themselves. I never usually participate myself because I would never be able to figure this stuff out. People are so smart.
download this, and it says suspicious download blocked. We gotta keep going. Download the suspicious file. I told you, if the virus exposed my computer, oh well. Rest in peace.
Which is another reason why I don't mess around with this stuff.
To see, it literally, guys.
My computer's already on her last leg as it is. Child.
Yes, this is the real. So why does it say virus detected? This is actually a virus. What's going on? These errors mean that your virus scanning software might have blocked you from downloading a file. What the? So how am I supposed to download it? What's going on? All right, rest in peace, my controller. So, Ian,
I'm gonna speed it up just a little bit more.
Suspicious content block.
If it doesn't sound crazy.
Suspicious file. It's a virus. We're just gonna have to go ahead and look at what everybody else saw from it. I was doing all that hooting and hollering about not being able to get the file, and my PC is spitting it back out like it's spoiled food. Like it's making them sick. All right, I ended up seeing a video that was also on the files that we did not check out, and it's a lot more distorted, a lot more ambiguous. You can't really make a lot of connections to it, and it's this video right here, and it's likely gonna be the thumbnail. So if you ended up seeing this thumbnail and that was what it was, that's what it was. Bum bum bum. And as you can see, there's really not a lot you can get from this.
It's giving Miss Rachel. It's giving some sort of like.
Why does this give me a weird, eerie feeling that this has some sort of connection to Lily Love Breeds? And what
Yeah, like some sort of like a children's television show.
And I know y'all are like, yo, poppy theory, off the drugs. But look, I couldn't even tell you why. That is just, it might be the poppy flower, but it's being extrapolated with all the digital errors going on, all the visuals, and that's pretty much it. Like we do. Hold on, that is a message. Can we say that is a message? 1000. Hold on, 00001. Okay, there might be multiple of these that we can find. XXXX XYYXX. Oh, that's a message. XXYXY XYXYX. Okay, hold on, we gotta write this down. Put it in another file.
Most likely like binary.
Okay, so
It converts to binary code.
So I'm just gonna say.
I was learning binary at one point in college.
Also have these right here. So the first array.
I'm not very good.
Which is right beside Missy, is
It involves math, child. I'm not good at math.
Y, X. So this is what we've gathered from it. We got the 401. I'm not repeating all that. Y'all already know we need the main man.
Ugh.
Now, all we need
I mean,
to
I
do,
guess if you
we only
have to.
need to put some files or images in here. So where should we begin? Oh, I know where we need to begin.
And it's the way he like talks full blown sentences. Like this is one of his best friends, talking crazy to Chat GPT.
Send it over right now at this very moment. Don't take too long to analyze.
Bossing the clanker around.
Now we just need some time. Relax, cancel that proof speed mode, engage. Let's break this cleanly and logically. Right, my friends. This is where we pay attention.
This man is losing his mind. You hear that accent?
Give 0001 and a certain array of x and y's. This screams binary style encoding using x equals 0, y equals 1. And the grouping strongly suggests 5-bit chunks, classic 8 to 1 Z26 or ASCII adjacent logic. Step 2, convert xy to 01. Skip. Alright, the translation, we already got the binary right here. Step 4, assemble output. Putting it together, we got EJLCDPQ. This doesn't look like nothing at all, bro. What did we just get from this? Are you serious? You're joking, yes? Thought we were onto something, man. If you send the rest of the dump of the rules, you can following. There's no rules. There are no rules that we're following, mate. Like, it's just straight up not going to work for me. I can't download the virus. I can't get this to be decoded. Now, before we go any deeper in anything, we need to do some speculation on this, right? Byliner at T.
Okay, this.
Think me dear.
When this first dropped, people were like going crazy. Byliner at TBP. But I Googled it, and all it means is like someone wrote this. It's poetry, it's an article, it's a something that's been written by a person, byliner, and then at TBP means to be announced. Like the person who's the author is to be listed. They either don't know who it is or it will be announced at a later date. That's really all that means, which makes sense since this person is mysterious. We're not supposed to know who she is. At least yet. I think she may be Stella Graber. That one's been floating around, and I think there's merit to it. I do think PW was the old Poppy Playtime account that Seeing Reason is looking for, and Seeing Reason might be Stella Graber. I think Stella Graber got a similar fate to Harley Sawyer, but under different circumstances, because Harley was crazy. Stella, I think eventually she felt bad enough to want to end things that Playtime was doing, and so she was being secretive with PW. She got caught, trapped in the labs, experimented on, turned into an experiment, this thing that may or may not be the star character that we've been seeing. Some people also think maybe Lily Love Braids, which I can see that too. And I think she might have been under some sort of comatose state, possibly, maybe, these past few years, and that's why she's waking up and think it's 2004. That's my theory. Okay, no.
For Paradise. What did that mean? They've been a member since January 14th, which was 6 days before they ended up texting into the Discord server. Of course, the only server that I'm usual with them is the Poppy Playtime Discord server. It'd be pretty hilarious if I just caught him somewhere else. But we've now gotten the restricted video about Catnap. We've now gotten all of that random stuff.
That restricted Catnap video, if you haven't seen it, you have to go back and watch it. It just gives you more insight on the horrible things this company was doing to these kids. And another sneak peek at Catnap, since he's one of like the favorites of Poppy Playtime. Yeah, they basically were hypnotizing these kids and brainwashing them when they got out of line. It's really sad.
But it's encrypted, it's compiled, so there are a bunch of stuff in this file. And yes, they were able to extract it and do some stuff with it. Why is my computer labeling it as a virus? What is happening, y'all? We're gonna have to do this the hard way and straight up surf through what everybody's saying and see what we can uncover. Because of course, yes, we already have this video. Not sure if there were any messages that I missed inside of this. I don't know if there's any other interpretation that we can make from it. If there's any other answers that you guys were able to get from this, please let me know. We are all included in this. We're all in this together. Now, of course, somebody was asking some question that I was gonna ask. What does paradise mean in your bio? I don't think a human would be saying something like this. Paradise? And hold on. Why am I even saying that this person couldn't be a human? Well, they were talking about a whole bunch of random boo-boo once we ended up uncovering some zeros and one binary.
Yeah, thank me for Paradise is so poetic. It kind of goes to the prototype, but I don't think it's a prototype.
I was taught the reason. They gave me eyes, they gave me rules, they never gave me purpose, so I made one thing reason. So, just with this alone, bro, we can possibly make the connection that whatever is talking to us is not a he, she, it, whatever. This is a sentient robot in the past. Just a possible speculation right there. Now, we're going to move back.
Yeah, like that poetry right there, like, or transcript, it kind of then makes me think maybe it's not Stella Graber, because she never talked like this. But also, these experimentations can go either one way or the other. Are they good or bad? We've seen experiments that have been successful and the person can retain their memories, their ways of speaking, etc., etc. And you've seen other examples where they're unrecognizable. So it still could be Stella. But I was born to observe. I was taught to reason. They gave me eyes. They gave me rules. They never gave me purpose. So I made one. That sounds so much like the prototype, bro. So I don't know.
That whatever is talking to us is not a he, she, it, whatever. This is a sentient robot in the past, possibly. Just a possible speculation like that. Now, we're going to move back towards the server and see what else is over here. I'm sorry, guys. You probably don't understand. Okay, I'm done. We did also see something in that screenshot of files. It said something like lullaby room. Lullaby room. Very easy to make a connection with this and the video that we got.
I think the lullaby rooms. Whoa, words. I think those are the rooms that, if you watch the catnap video, the restricted video, I think it's those rooms that they put catnap in for the brainwashing. Because if you also see in like some of the earlier chapter 5 marketing campaigns, like some of the sneak peeks on like the Steam page, there's this room that keeps being featured that's like colorful, and there's plush carpets and like a playground background. I think that's the lullaby rooms where these toys are held to be brainwashed, or they're like versions of a holding cell almost. That's what I think those are. And whoever Seeing Reason is maybe stuck in one of these lullaby rooms.
Already seen the trailer or whatever the restricted video was. We already got the context. We're just yapping at this point. But I'll leave the phone. Is not letting up. Please, like, could you please elaborate a bit on your bio? Thank me, dear, for paradise. Like, what is that supposed to mean, yo? Things like, do you know Elliot? Do you know who you're talking to? Like, do they even know that this is a Poppy Playtime Discord? Bless you. Do they even know that this is a Poppy Playtime Discord server in 2020? Bless you. 2026? And they're even saying right here, I've got good reason to believe there's something important in here, something we're not supposed to see. And with everything that we've been seeing in the Playtime Co-Factory as the player throughout the games, a lot of the notes and documents and the visuals that we were seeing was not what the employees intended. Any of the kids, of the consumers, of the random customers, and random day-to-day surface level employees were supposed to see. So right here, okay, lullabyroom.mp4. And that's when we get this video, and then we have,
there's also this weird character that you see
and that's when people start talking about it. People
in that video
like, okay, what's going on?
that's hugging Kissy and that. Who is that?
And then, whoa.
Yes, Poppy Theory. Who is that?
Who is that? Wait, go back to the original video. Ain't no way I just skipped that.
Yeah, you do. You completely missed that.
A hidden toy behind this woman laughing, and they're red. Why am I getting you Don and Knuckles vibes? Never mind. I have no clue what this person could be, what this toy or person or it thing could be. The only red toy that I can really think about is Bron the Dinosaur. But Bron the Dinosaur is not hugging him like that. So is Chapter 5 going to start?
I don't think we'll ever get a Bron the Dinosaur reveal.
Where Catnap and Doey weren't mentioned, but the intro was just right into it like that. I know we ended up getting a trailer for what was essentially Lily Lovebraids with the Welcome Home trailer. You know, Poppy was running through the vents, ripping and running, trying to figure out what was going on. She fall down in the vents, get a concussion, probably broke her porcelain plate face a bit, and then we got strong-haired Lily Lovebraids in the cut with her own room. It's being like, hey, we're gonna have so much fun. No, we're not. So we got some more info. Like, I thought this was just gonna be an overview with a little bit of extra bits and details.
Yeah, I think that's a Lily.
1:16 p.m. New image detected thanks to Ratty.
Oh, Lily.
I think we're supposed to.
Hold on, let me find my words. Pause. I think that video with the Miss Rachel looking lady might be a Lily Love Braids. That's the girl. That's the girl name. It might be a commercial for Lily Love Braids. Maybe she had like or she was featured on one of Playtime's Co's after school programs. And maybe that little red figure with the hand, that toy who was hugging Kissy and not Poppy, Kissy and Huggy was another one of like the characters in Lily Lovebraid's show. Because if you look closely at the lady who I call Miss Rachel, like she has overalls on, and Lily Lovebraid's costume, we only seen her from the waist up, but it looks like overalls. So
every converted file pops up. Quick, someone do GIFs and other stuff. And now I know there was a video that I was basically talking about where it went along the lines of a Poppy Playtime theme park thing being present within the factory, somewhere within the factory. Now, before I even get deeper into it,
I think that's going to be like a standalone game after the main chapter's done. Getting the Poppy Playtime theme park.
Y'all know exactly what this is. Like, come on. They got the swing set in the back.
I think it's called a merry-go-round.
Things that be hurting the kids when they play too much. Yeah, we'll just go with that. We keep scrolling. We got this. Rename lullaby room to .pdf. Okay, so what we can gather with before we even move forward, whatever was in the file, specifically the lullaby room file, whenever you converted it to different things, you would get a different result. Something else would pop up. So they did MP4. They're doing PDF. It seems like they did a GIF. No, it said someone do GIF and other stuff. So I don't know which one this was specifically. Probably PNG, JPEG, something along those lines. But PDF got us this right here. Rejected. Rejected item. Reason for rejection. Poor focus testing. Bad brand alignments. Leaf doesn't like them. All right, Leaf. So are you serious? That could have been the first line, and then that could have been it, because we already know this man's got authority over the factory. Could you imagine you put your heart and soul into the idea and concept of a toy? You seeing all of these children in your mind having a good old time with this toy for years to come. Possibly when they grow up, they can have it stashed back in a box, pull it out whenever they want that nostalgia feeling. And then Leaf pulls up and is like, yeah, bro, you're fired. Like, come on. And then they say right here, note to self, look into related materials, use for inspiration. Though the factory is now a corpse, their wrong side out concept may prove useful. Oh, wrong side outimals. Wrong side outimals. Y'all remember that?
Is the wrong side out almost.
What?
My mic just went out. That's weird. I think the wrong side out almost never saw fruition because Lee thought it was weird. To be fair, we've seen a sneak peek of one of them and they look horrific. I don't think any child would want to play with that. They could have made them look cuter. So I think this is the document talking about how no, he doesn't want to go through with producing the wrong side Automos.
I was making the theory that it was some inside out toys, some disgusting looking toys, and that is not a concept that I would want to employ with children. But it seems like this is something that was in the making at the time of the factory's thrivingness. That's not even a word. And then we got that word that I don't even know of. Addendum, useful indeed. Each one an example made. Each one a malcontent punished. They will not be allowed.
Maybe one of their last resorts, so to try to save the factory, but a little too late, you know.
Are they saying what are they referring to? The people that had the concept, whatever the case may be, we got to the site, and it is referring to the wrong side outlets. That name was present at some point, and I'm pretty sure it was when we were looking at the trademarks. Why is Snoop Dogg here? Okay,
Snoop Dogg.
G file extension. You change it to PNG, you get this. You change it to .pdf, you end up getting the rejected post. If you change it to,
I don't know how people figured out how to do that. That's insane.
This right here. Could this be a wrong side outlaws edition?
Maybe it's a lot more simple than I'm thinking, but
Somebody started a note from chapter 1, keeping that fresh in our minds. I appreciate you. Then Emma, whatever that means, me and you both. I tried to code it, didn't get nowhere. Boo got beat. Okay, I don't know why they said that. And then they have a screenshot saying 1188 exclamation point. 3 question marks.
1188 is catnap, I think.
Wait, no way, it's chromosomes. Is that the connection? And then they're saying it's a new monster right here. Interesting.
I don't see it. I saw this too earlier. I don't see anything in that.
Verifiable. When she ends up doing her glitchiness, can we actually see that there's a monster there? She's about to do it. Oh, hold on. Okay, that's not bad of a theory, bro. Look, you got the little arms. They can't clap their hands. They're too short. You got the eyeball, you got the little mouth.
I mean, I see it, but it just looks like a weird glitch.
Yesterday, and this might not even be yesterday, y'all. I might just upload this today. This might be a double upload. But if that is true, we have yet another piece of this puzzle that we're trying to solve, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody said they need the password for this. Apparently, there is a password that they must uncover for this, and there is a 0.
Did y'all find that? How did y'all find that?
First one, let me know.
Right.
In the comments, you win $8,000 line, but you will get me in the comments because I don't even know if this is from the same video. Because every time I try to download it in my files, it says it's a virus, and my PC starts going at 100% on the GPU, CPU, and FPS starts going to 4 frames per hour. I'm lying. I didn't actually. But are these more? Is an attachment more X and Y's? Turns into binary code. Yes, indeed. We got that. Deciphering the DRs formed from when I saw. This is cute, by the way. Seeing how you cut. Yep. Yes. It says stretch this image from top to bottom and connect the letters. Okay, so they are stretched. They're X and Y.
Whoever that red character is, it's huge. You saw how Casey was looking up at him? Look. She's looking up at this thing. This character is huge. Taller than Kissy and Huggy. I can't imagine. And we're probably going to see them in chapter 5. Whoa. What if they have to fight it? Kissy and Huggy are already in bad shape.
It says stretch this image from top to bottom and connect the letters. Okay, so they are stretched. They're X's and Y's, but they're stretched, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep, that was what we were going through a little bit with the ChatGPT. It's like, hold on, this sequence slash this sequence times 2 slash this video image. So are they plugging it into the file themselves. I brightened the image a tiny, tiny bit. Like, y'all seeing what I'm seeing? Come on. Okay, so let's check this out again, just to make sure we didn't miss out on anything. We got the XYs. We got that right there. I'm not seeing anything that's relating to... But hold on. I'm not going to finish that thought because we got the other hand right there. Like, he has fingers. Huggy Wuggy. I mean, they got fingers, kind of. But, like, when you look at the toy design, they got, like, Velcro straps to where you can actually have it hugged around your body. I don't know if there's extendable fingers. And then they uncovered that PNG that we were talking about so much. And
This image is crazy. Look at the x-ray of Catnap. You can see bone and stuff. Which makes me think, like, where did they get this extra bone from? Because Theodore was a kid. He didn't have this many bones or bones this large. Maybe they took them from other experiments, other humans. Also, that Poppy Joe that we got teased earlier. Maybe that also contributed to growing more bones and tendons and muscles and stuff. Like, this is crazy image.
Say reliable gas storage canister? What? Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, I had the theory that this dude had the red smoke stored in his abdominals, and it's right here. So
he had to. That's how he administered it.
Let me turn the mic so it's actually crisp. When we used the overcharged green grab pack hand on Catnap, and this dude just straight up burst into flames and was hollering to the ceiling, screaming for his mama, we ended up sparking the reaction that we got context from in chapter 4. Not from, we got it later from Poppy when she had her plan of just blowing up the whole factory with no regards for anything that happens afterwards, and we were able to connect that idea, that fact, with everything that happened in chapter 3 with Catnap, and now we're pretty much getting the seal deal context right here. Reliable gas storage canister. I don't know how I can read that. And then it says, I don't know. I know that says gas exchange.
Yeah, how can he read that?
Mouth covering. I don't know if that's plastic. Something. It's a material. Has to be a material. If anyone got some good eyes, good enough to
perforated mouth covering. I don't know.
Let me know down in the comments. We got it right here. They ended up having a gas storage canister embedded within this freaking experiment. And I think this might be a higher quality image. It just says something mouth covering, something gas exchange, something SAENL. I don't know what that's supposed to say. And hold on, exchangeable? I don't know. Okay, and then we also got some connections from the Poppy Playtime orientation notebook. Name, PW, Department of Science. We're just gonna read this out. Sit back, relax. Following placement within his new body, subject 1188 was contained to allow him a slight adjustment period. However, a security team failed to properly secure and lock his cell. They attempted to confine subject 1188 after he broke loose and utilized several tranquilizer darts in order to subdue him. Their eventual success came at the cost of 6 lives, whom subject 1188 hunted.
Kinda went ham. I would too, to be honest.
It was like a scene out of a horror movie. All blood and bodies along the corridors, tinged with tufts of purple fur. Moving forward, we need to create stricter safety protocols for experimentation. Losing people like this is wasteful, both in terms of company resources and the valuable lives that were lost. We respect the importance of the work and its intended outcome, but if we want to lead our work moving according, hold on, that's key. But if we want to keep our work moving according to schedule, we can't continue to divvy if blank the survivors and expect to keep the same pace or maintain morale. They were our friends, our teammates, Nicole, Carter, Douglas, Dakota, William, Trentori. Remember those names. They were people, not things. People. I'd be happy to sit with upper management to detail my ideas.
That is not that man name. That says Trenton. He said Trentpori. Or something like that.
We got the screenshot from the video that Mob Entertainment has posted. And people are yelling, someone here. The name's Preston W. They're like, Preston W. Preston
yeah, where did they get Preston from?
DC, I mean, no, I'm done. Let's keep scrolling.
Rihanna's forehead.
I did not expect to see Rihanna's forehead. Come on, y'all are tripping. So yeah, we do, and a little bit of a slight brief recap. We did get that.
Yeah, I saw another. Hold on.
We got this message.
Hold on. I saw another theory that people think that PW in the Catnap is in the Catnap restricted video because the guy who is talking, he sounds very concerned for. He sounds concerned. He feels bad for how the experiments are being conducted and evidently how it has effect on the souls of the kids and etc. And we never see his face. Like you in the video, if you haven't seen it, it's like a guy and a girl in white coats who are observing Catnap. In the girl's face, you get to see her. She's talking, and she's the complete opposite of the guy. She's like, "Yeah, I don't care. I'm here to get paid. This is for science, da 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 da." And you see her face and everything. Him, you don't see his face. His back is to the camera the entire time. So people think that that's PW. And I agree.
All the meanings I could derive. This is a warning. Do not trust them. You should not have come back. Poppy was never the answer. The experimentations continued. You helped create this. You were always a part of it. These are the meanings I obtained by combining the letters from that binary system. Interesting.
That's crazy.
Thank you for your service. What is your
Wait,
name?
go back. Do not trust them. Who's them? You should not come back. That's crazy. Talking directly to us. Poppy was never answer. That's crazy because the prototype, he's saying that Poppy's the answer. That's why he's hunting her. The experiments continue. Obvi. Like, I think that, for one, those kids are dead. The kids that are supposedly are in like a comatose state, I think they're dead. So who's continuing to be experiment on? You helped create this. You're always a part of it. The you helped create this, that kind of makes me also think, yeah, I've been saying that PW was the other Poppy Playtime account, but at the same time, he could also be the player, because he did feel bad in that video, the catnip restricted video, and he did leave before Howard Joy happened. Maybe we're PW. You were always part of it. Yeah. It's crazy.
The answer. The experimentations continue. You helped create this. You were always a part of it. These are the meanings I obtained by combining the letters from that binary system. Interesting. Thank you for your service. What is your name? Alois Hitzinger. I mean, hey, you got Doy's profile picture, but I'll let it slide, my G. You've been a great help. You've done a great deal. Now it's time. It's not time to rest because they're probably going to pull up again with some info that we're going to have to cover. And this is all in the span of like not even 2 hours, bro. This is where I was recording.
Yeah, the Discord was popping off.
That first video would have been like an hour, probably 2 hours. And then this screenshot, Poppy lead you to the grave. Oh, everyone pay attention. I know I'm whispering right now, but sit up, fix your posture. Listen to this. Poppy leads you to the grave. You fight not to survive, but to die. See where this has gotten you. It's not too late to change your mind. Join us, and we will spare your lives. You have 24 hours. We will not make this offer again. This is the warning for the hour of joy. It has to be. There's no way this isn't. Wait a minute. No.
This isn't. I thought this was in chapter 5. Like, around the safe haven, there was like debris and everything. I distinctly remember seeing this in chapter 4. Because after the Hour of Joy happened, Poppy thought, oh, we get to leave the factory now. That was the whole point, right? And the prototype was like, nah, sis, we staying. I got a different plan that he obviously didn't tell Poppy about. And so that's when it became the Poppy side and the prototype side. Poppy and her gang went to Safe Haven, and the prototype and his minions were basically at war with them, and that's why so many lives got lost. Like, not only were they then like fighting over food and resources, they were just fighting each other, probably to survive as well. And I thought that this was in chapter 4, because the prototype was like, yeah, we about to hit y'all big. You have 24 hours to respond, so we don't kill you guys off. And I think that's when they lost like the bigger body hopscotch. But I do like how this could also refer to the Hour of Joy, but I don't think that's, if I'm remembering correctly, this was in chapter 4, not for the Hour of Joy.
No. Okay, hold on. Let me backtrack. I want y'all to imagine a prison, right? Let's say this prison only held the orphans that were turned into the toys, the experiments. And then there was a divide between the experiments. And in those divisions, which are just 2 divisions, there's one divide. There's a leader on one side and there's a leader on the other. One has Poppy, one has the prototype. It seemed like the prototype here managed to throw out notes and flyers to all of the experiments, basically advertising what he was about to do on August 8th, 1995. You fight not to survive, but to die. That's what they're talking about when they say Poppy leads you to the grave. It's not too late to change your mind. Join us, and we will spare your lives. Now, look, I just made a crazy connection from that to the Hour of Joy, and I was saying how this is the prototype possibly. Look, if that is not the case, then how else can we interpret this? Who would write a note like this saying in bold red text at the top, Poppy leads you to the grave? It has to be somebody affiliated with the toys. It can't just be a random employee in Playtime Co. just saying, yo, this little porcelain doll's about to kill everybody. We have 24 hours. Join me or you're dead. And then he's got like a gun in his face as he's reading the note. Like, no, this is probably a toy. And that toy could possibly not even be a toy at all. And it could possibly be Experiment 1006, aka the prototype. Now, I'm going to keep scrolling. If there's anything else that we find, we got some circlage right here beside the 21. And they start painting. What is that? Whoa, okay. We got a shape of something. Is that a hard hat? Is that a...
I don't see anything. I see it, but I don't think that's anything.
And like I said in the other video, piano is a rug now. Rest in peace, man. Justice for Pianosaurus, man. Y'all brought catnap back, but y'all can't even undigest Pianosaurus. We got Sans Limon game.
Pianosaurus dead, y'all. Buy a t-shirt, mourn him. He's not coming back. Sorry.
My honest reaction. Everybody's just memeing it up. Not everybody, but we got some memes in here, bro. Like somebody just He cropped Cocomelon into the screen. This is gonna be on the face of some, bro. I'm already knowing. Then we got the ugly looking boy, and then he posted, I don't know what y'all got, but I got this image. Okay. So now that we jump all the way back to the present, we got people talking about Minecraft. It seems like things are dying down for the time being. Somebody even did some fan art. Look at Ronald McDonald. Well, the placeholder is Ronald McDonald. I think I'm done here. Okay, so
People are so silly.
we got a lot more memes. Everything's dying down, and people are just posting whatever they want, anything to their heart's content. We even got Leaf Pierre, somebody named Leaf Pierre. I doubt this is affiliated with everything that's going on. He even sent me a friend request. Oh, okay. I was born to observe, taught to reason. They gave me eyes, they gave me rules, they never gave me purpose, so I made one. Seeing reason. And that's already seeming like a double meaning, like we were talking about in the previous video. Like, their name is what they were here to do. They're seeing reason. They're trying to find not only the reasons, but the truth behind everything that's going on. And just knowing that this is not just a random person that walked on the street, fell into a hole, sat down at a computer and started posting in 2004 and realized that they were in some Discord server 22 years later. This is somebody who was actually in the trenches as we speak.
That's what I think is Stella. Like, she saw reason eventually. And then she had turned to experiment. And now she still think it's 2004 because she might be lost her memories or something. I don't know. But I do think I'm for now, until I see what came out yesterday, is standing by my Stella Graber theory.
It's a little bit after all the things have gone down with the prototype and the rioting and all the employees dying. So who is this? Because I never even started to ask the question if the Hour of Joy included all of the employees dying and being eaten all the way down in the bottom of the factory. And Poppy's talking about how the orphans are down in the lab with the prototype and he has his experimentations going on. Then how do we even have the opportunity, the ability to talk to somebody like Seeing Reason? How are we able to—
I don't think all the employees died. Obviously, the prototype had his own plans. Didn't tell Poppy, which is why she was shocked at the Hour Joy happened. I think the prototype knew ahead of time what he wanted to do, and he saved some of the humans, the adult humans. I don't think everybody was killed. I think a lot of them were killed to become food, obviously. Some of them were kept alive to eventually become food, but I think a lot of them, or not a lot of them, or some of them were kept for their knowledge to help the prototype against their will, obviously, and then eventually became experiments themselves. And I think that's what the prototype means by we're running out of time, when he said that to Harley Sawyer in chapter 4, because he's run out of bodies, fresh adult bodies. If those orphans are still alive, and he doesn't want to touch the orphans, but I think the orphans are dead. Personally, I think they're dead. But yeah, I don't think all the adults were killed in the Hour of Joy. It wouldn't make sense, especially if the prototype had the plan to make these experiments after the fact, because he's clearly looking for something or trying to do something. Why would you kill off the people who could help you the most? He kept Harley around, and Harley's not the only one who knows stuff. Like, he's the main man, but come on. I think if it's not Stella Graber, it has to be one of these other adults that was kept alive for a while after the Hour of Joy, who was then either turned into an experiment or was kept in some sort of comatose state, like how these children supposedly are in, and now they're awake. They've lost track of time, obviously, because they've been in comatose since 2004. And now that they're awake, they're trying to communicate with whoever this Poppy Playtime Discord account was. Because they were, before the Hour of Joy happened, they were communicating with them to try to stop this thing. That is Playtime Co. That's my game theory.
Talk to somebody like PW. How are we even able to navigate through this with other people by our side who are also seeming to be workers when we were thought to be the only survivor left? This is what goes.
You weren't the only survivor. Couldn't have been.
Myself just like this, and then I try to emulate and match the enthusiasm that I had initially when I'm just verbalizing my thoughts out loud. And it seems like y'all enjoyed the last one, so we're just probably gonna do it right here. Do it as much as we can for this ARG. Because
yeah, I like these formats of these videos.
People that are trying to figure out the ins and outs of this down in the comments. Hey, we are all included in this. Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Click on this video right here, and I will be back very soon. I'm
He's so funny. He's passionate. He loves this stuff, and I appreciate that. But yeah, that's his last video. He hasn't made any yet. Like I said, I think there was an update to the ARG yesterday. On what day is it? On Saturday there was an update, I believe. I haven't checked Discord because I've been busy. But I know Sheep Rampage did a stream yesterday It's like 2 hours long, so I'm gonna check that out. I don't know if I make a video. That's a really long time to be sitting and reacting to a 2 hour stream video. But I might do highlights. Or I'll just might just wait until Poppy Theory drops for the video, because he's like my #1 favorite Poppy Playtime theorist. So yeah. And that is the video for today, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Do something a little different. Sorry if I sound stuffy. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.